Okay, so back again. Here in this jar, I have one of the suckles that I cut off about maybe 3 or 4 days ago, maybe 4 days ago, I would say. I cut this off, and as you can see, I don't even want to keep taking it out the water, but as you can see, if you look through this jar, you can see the root forming on that. That is a brand new tomato right there. I will be able to plant this very soon. I'm just trying to let her get all her little roots out of her that she can get, so she can be able to plant herself down into the ground real good and take off. So we're going to add another suckle to this jar today. I'm going to prune this plant. And I'm just going to take off a little bit here. Everything pretty much towards the bottom of the plant. So this one right here, as you can see, is starting to carry. It looks really good. It's not, looking bad at all. And that's okay. Just a little yellowing here, but that's not bad. We just, again, just taking a look at it. So, but this one here, you're starting to see where you see some of the sun has gotten to the leaves right here and started to show, on the leaves. So we could either cut back on those, or we could either cut it off. I typically like to cut these kinds of things off because what they end up doing is a suckle is right here in the crease of this plant. You will see it's actually coming out of the middle here. It will grow from here, and it will be very long, and it will also produce fruit. However, we don't want, you want to kind of get all these at the bottom. You want to kind of cut them off because you don't want the plant to focus on but so much. And see, we don't just have one here, but we have one that's right here that's trying to resurface. We also have one that's here that's bearing fruit at the top. This one right here is literally going to bear fruit. It's very soon it will start to bear more fruit. As you can see, if you look right here on the side, there's a little flower right there that's dropping down. Okay, and we already had, like I said, we had a tomato here. There would have been another here, and it looks like, so they're going to probably be about maybe 2 that's going to stem from right here in this spot right here, from this particular suckle. This is the main suckle, and it also has fruit coming from, like I said, from here. So we don't want to get rid of this one. We don't want to mess with this one at all. But we do want the one that's kind of coming up in between here, because we don't need it. We already have enough that's going to be producing fruit. And we really don't need this suckle right here. We can actually take this and use this to reproduce a new tomato. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off nice and even down at the bottom. And I'm going to show you how to do that. What you do is you just basically cut like right here in that center shaft. You don't want to go too close to the root. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You just want to get right here on this plant. So I'm just going to kind of try to hold it so how, and I'm going to show you how to cut that off. So as soon as I find my scissors. Okay, so again, this is the one that we are going to get rid of. We do not need this this particular suckle here, so we're going to get rid of it. So we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to stick it down into this water, because she too will grow roots, and we will be able to use her to produce another tomato plant. So with that going, and see, we really want to try to get something to tie our plant up. I do have something, but I just didn't bring, obviously didn't bring it with me. It's not in my box here, so we're not going to worry about that. But we don't want to waste any more energy on this suckle here. There's no need. We don't need it. We have this one bearing fruit here all the way up. So we can stick to one main shaft, and that is just fine. As long as we don't clip that main shaft, we're good to go. Everything else that's coming up, down, and around this, we don't really need at all. So we're going to get rid of that stuff. We don't need it. Same thing here. You know, this bottom leaf that I was showing you on the other side, we don't need that. That is going to eventually bring disease to the plant. So we're going to clip that one off as well, because you can see it's actually starting to, you see the discoloration, you see the spots. So we're going to get rid of that. So as soon as I find my scissors again, boom. So we're going to cut that off. That is a sun leaf, and it is like not necessary. So we're going to clip it, get rid of that as well. Okay. Okay, so then we just kind of take a look at the rest of the plant and just kind of see, like right here, it's going to need some maintenance because she's showing some wear and tear. So what we're going to do is just trim that off. We're going to trim that off, and then I'm going to, like I said, I'll be back out here maybe tomorrow or so to repot her. And put her in a better situation than what she's in, so she can prosper and grow. See, the disease on this leaf is kind of like, so we're just going to cut that completely like off. All of that's got to go. Okay, and turn it around, and we're going to be looking for the same amount of crap on the other one. We got to get rid of that. So try to get this camera, you can see right here, spots on the leaf. I just want to kind of just snip that off, because that's just not going to be healthy for your tomatoes. So you get rid of it, because like I said, we're trying to stop the spread of any type of disease with our tomatoes. If you see it, get rid of it. Doesn't matter. There we go. So again, we are we do want to get her fed with more plant food. However, I do want her to get some more space. So I'm gonna have to put her into something else. We're gonna prepare something for her tonight, and I will video that how to make pots and plant materials and things like that out of the things that you already have at home. So we're going to get a hold of some of those things that we already have, and we're going to go from there. Real quickly, I'm just going to show you some of the plants that I have here in the spots. This is that sun leaf that I just trimmed off. We're going to throw that away. Right here, I am starting a batch of my own yellow onions, and you can reproduce those simply by just cutting off the tail end of the onion where the root is. And you're going to submerge it into, like, you know, if you recycle, I recycle jars, I recycle milk cartons, things like that to start off my plants, so that I don't have to spend money that I don't have. So we all can pretty much do this stuff, you know, and it doesn't necessarily take a lot of money. These little baggies right here are literally party bags that I got from the Dollar Tree store. They're clear party bags. That's all they are. You fill them with candy and goodies and stuff like that. And stuff like that, if I have it around the house, you can use things just to get by. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did with these. I use these to cover what's going to be my green bell peppers here. These are green bell peppers that are growing. They in the process of growing. They have been just started, and I'm just going to like real quickly just take off the covering and just show you what it's looking like here. But I just did these. Me and my son just potted these last night. And I'm just going to let you kind of see through that. But we typically just took seeds from a green bell pepper and we just put it into some fresh soil, watered it, covered it, and now it's getting some light. And hopefully we're gonna see some production from it. And we try to want to give it space from the soil so that anything that tries to grow up from that dirt will grow. And I'll also tell you about typically how long you leave these up here. But we just basically got them outside. So I was gonna try maybe a green room with more light to do this with, but you know, it's okay. Nature's gonna do what it does, always. So again, back to the onion. So I just basically took that, and if you're gonna look at this, I want you to see. If you turn it over, when you start getting white, and they'll be all white little pieces that grow out, that is your root. These pieces that are gonna grow out of here will be your root, and you will be able to put this in the ground and grow a whole nother onion off of this. And you'll even start to see right here in the middle, it will start to the bud will start to come out, like the green stem will start to grow out from here. We don't want to leave it in there that long. We just want to get more rooting on the bottom so that we'll have better chances at growing it. That's one of them. And then this other one right here, it hasn't quite gotten anything on it quite yet at all. We do have a few that are showing up, and I'll show you those. So you can see those are roots. So once we get them to really pop out, get long on us a little bit there, we're going to pop those right on into some fresh soil, and we're going to grow them expeditiously. Okay. And so same thing here with these. These are actually some this is a vine that I kept from a friend of mine, and I've just been trying to keep it going. It just regrow it. I had took pieces off, and just, you know, and I've had this for a little bit. You know, they come and go, but the roots are very, if you would have looked at the roots when I potted it last night, the roots are very prominent. They look very good. And in about a week or so, maybe a week and a half or so, I will be transferring this probably into something just a little bit more bigger and giving the roots more room to do what they need to do. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up. It's been very nice doing this with you guys today. This is my very first time doing any of my videos with the plants that I have that I did at home, and some of them that I have brought here to have more sunlight and things of that nature. I'm going to kind of put these in a greenhouse, and eventually we're going to actually start kind of reproducing off of what we started with. So we're going to actually, you're going to take a journey with me. Y'all are going to see, y'all going to walk with me as I grow the remainder of, you know, the tomatoes in this season, which is still a good portion of the season to do, because we're in the first week of July, last week of June. So you can still plant all the way up until the, you know what I'm saying, around that time, somewhere around that time, because you do want to get your, you do want to go ahead and start the harvest before it gets cold. You want things to go ahead and grow substantially before it gets cold and frost starts to set in, because these particular tomatoes will not grow past the frost. Okay, these will die out when frost comes. This frost is going to be the end of these plants right here. They don't they don't live very long. Once the frost comes, that's it. And that's it. No, you know. So it takes about 70 to 75 days for them to fully grow. So the fact that we did get a tomato within the first 30 days was really good. 30 to 40 days is really good. However, we do want to see more production, and as you can see, it is starting to do just that, but we just have to keep encouraging the plant to eat well, of course, and we'll go from there. So I will be back to do more maintenance to this tomato plant in the long run, and we're also going to keep an eye on these suckles and see what they're doing before we actually stick them in the ground and we make more of what we already have here. So thanks again for watching, you guys. Again, this was Growing with Gabby, and we will be back for another episode of this stuff and to talk more about the plants that we have and introduce more plants and grow more plants, mutant plants that we can make. And just y'all just gonna, like I said, walk this journey with me, and we're just gonna basically keep an eye on these plants. Again, we've gotten far away from planting our own food, and even down to showing the kids. And me and my son, like I said, me and my son did these last night. I actually showed him how to start the process. So it's going to be pretty cool for him to see what comes from that, process. So again, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great one.